Night, everybody. Welcome to another day in the consistency series, day 4. Um, Today, like to go over just basically price action, what occurred today, in regards to maturity and yeah, just go over price action. So let's pull up the charts. Okay, so let's clean up the charts. Coming in off the daily, we had previous day high. Daily highs here. Daily fair value gap. Previous day low. We also had a 4 hour fair value gap. So now we have on the 1 hour. We'll refine this 4 hour fair value gap a bit more. All right, so let me pull up the trade that I took for tonight. Only took one trade, took a sell. So I took a sell of this inversion fair value gap. This would have been the change in state of delivery. So ideally, when I was watching price, I saw that price had push up, taking out previous day high and retrace back down to invert the gap, invert the fair value gap that would have taken out the buy side liquidity. Once that was met, my target now, or what I was looking at is, since I got an inversion, I'm looking for a change in state of delivery. And I actively wasn't like looking for entries because price did give a quick delivery right here. So stops resting above here. This should have been this should have been the trade that I took. However, my entry was down here, stops above, targeting a 1 to 1. However, but what occurred was that I saw profit price test this 1 hour zone, which would have been a fair value gap in this week, sweep the previous 1 hour highs to then trade higher to grab more buy side liquidity on the 4 hour and the daily, only for then the real sell opportunity would have come into the market. So previous day high wasn't enough for price to retrace. What actually happened is that price generated this liquidity right here, tap into the 1 hour fair value gap with a sweeping liquidity on the close at 8 o'clock, and then proceeding at 9 o'clock you get an expansion higher. You get an expansion higher. So let's mark out what happened. So we get a liquidity sweep right here. So this move down caused a liquidity sweep. Drop down on the 3 minute. We're looking for inversion. So would have gotten this inversion right here. Along with a strong change in state of delivery. Whether you're using 3W the last, this trade failed. However, the trade that actually worked out should have been taken from here with a long position. Stops could be resting. Yeah, stops resting below the 50% right here, these lows. Then targeting a 1 to 1. But I've gotten a 1 to 1 right here. Price trading up to this high. That's a 1 to 1.6. To this high, it's a 2 to 3. And then this high, it's a 3.23. So the system works once you're on the right side of the market. Today only one trade, one loss, full loss, completely wrong, because price needs more liquidity to go lower. So once that was met with this sweep right here, we got an inversion for this 3 minute. That's a 5 minute, but the inversion of the 3 minute would have occurred right here. Inversion. Here we get a change in state of delivery. Or it could be off at this zone. But yeah, that was my trade for tonight. Not the best markups, not the best. Like I saw profit and then I had a loss instantly. Then the price played out to go towards my drawn liquidity. So it is what it is. I would have to come in tomorrow now to improve, to just be more aware of higher time frame zones. Basically, if price open low, it will then open low to trade higher. Or if price open high, it can trade high to trade low, then to trade back higher to trade low again. So it's all determining on the story that's being told, what liquidity is being run. That determines the direction of price. And coming into tomorrow, day five of the consistency, that will be applied, and we'll definitely get a winning trade tomorrow. So tune in again tomorrow for the journey. Yeah, Noble Investor out.